Hi, I'm Shane Ballard. I'm a Republican candidate for Lowndes County Sheriff. As a man of the cloth, I'm quite concerned with the destruction of our most sacred religious traditions. But as a fan of hardcore pornography, I'm also concerned with the preservation of our First Amendment rights. If you agree that it's high time the worlds of religion and, well, pornography should come together, elect me August 5th.
Well, the thing about Shane Ballard is that I'm not certain whether he's a completely arrogant, pretentious bastard or if he's an absolute genius. But either way, he's always entertaining and he's brilliant. You know, the fact that he's running for sheriff in Lowndes County, Mississippi on a pro-pornography platform is, you know, basically suicide. I mean, this is the Bible Belt. You can drive down Highway 82 leaving Lowndes County going into Alabama and you see many signs that say Jesus is coming, repent now. I mean, this is the Bible Belt. I mean, Lowndes County is the buckle of the Bible Belt. But, you know, I don't think he has a chance of winning, but I respect his right to do so. And I love Shane. I think he's a great guy. He's very interesting, and I really like him a lot. But I think at the end of the day that there's a really disturbed individual there.
I like to record here because the tiles have kind of a nice acoustic effect, and we usually fill the bathtub up with water before I record. I don't know that that really does anything, but I like to think maybe it does. Well, I was born here in Columbus, Mississippi on the 13th of January, 1981. My parents married very early, and though it's never been said, I'm guessing it's because they had to. My mother, I think, was 17 at the time. I think my father was 18 or 19. So they married in 1980, and I was born a year later. And they were divorced soon after. And to this day, I've never actually met my father, though he expressed interest when I was around 16 years old in, you know, reestablishing some kind of relationship, or really establishing some kind of relationship. There was no involved. But, you know, I was 16 at the time and didn't really have any interest. And whenever he tried to get in touch with me again, I just wouldn't have anything to do with him. So, yeah, I can't blame him. Eventually he stopped trying to get in touch. So that's the story there. My mother was, I believe, well, let's see. I guess I was just a baby when my mother started college. She went to the University of Alabama. And she was there for a while. And during this period, I was living with my great-grandparents. So up until I was about 7, I lived with them. When I was 7, my mother started going to college at the W, which is a local college. So, and they have apartments there. So I moved in with her there, and for a year I lived with her. And when I was 8 years old, I moved back in with my grandparents due to the fact that my mother died. The circumstances surrounding my mother's death were always kind of mysterious, they were kind of suspicious. The official version goes that she was riding with this guy, and at some point she somehow managed to fall out of the automobile and died. And my grandfather did try to have it investigated, have it looked into, but he was threatened and told not to stay out past a certain hour at night. And I was still a little kid at the time. They could have, if anyone wanted to get to me, they could have, and that was their main concern. So they just kind of figured, well, she's dead and nothing's going to change that, but we can maybe prevent something from happening to her son. So that's why it was never really investigated further. But my grandfather was given, he was treated poorly. He was treated pretty badly by the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department. And I think, though I didn't think about it at the time, I think that probably was one of the reasons I wanted to run for sheriff.
Is there a problem, officer?
No, there's no problem.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna take you and your girlfriend out of that car, plan to back a crack on your dashboard, and beat you within an inch of your life. All, of course, later to be acquitted in a jury trial. You folks have a good afternoon.
Wow, that law enforcement officer was actually courteous and pleasant to deal with.
Yeah, unlike some people.
I think a lot of people, I guess based on the Shane for Sheriff website, think I'm a joke candidate. They don't think I'm really serious about running. But I am. I'm very serious about the campaign. I'm not serious about winning. Winning was never the goal. Just, getting my message across is the goal. And if I get, 7 or 8 votes, then that's okay too. But I would like to maybe get out and meet the public a little bit and just kind of let them know, basically, that I'm a real person. Not this kind of cartoon character they envision me as. Right now we are on the way to meet up with my campaign advisor and good friend, Mr. Warren Dearman.
No, I'm telling you, I've been talking to people, not just here. I've been talking to people in Starkville too. Obviously they can't vote over here, but they know people who live over here, and a lot of people are saying go for him. Yeah, you really shouldn't get drunk when you make rash decisions like that. You know what I'm saying? But seeing how I'm here, and I'm your friend, will help you. I know this town like the back of your hand. And let me tell you something, mister. These people are as crooked as a dog dick on the highway right after a fresh lay. You're cynical. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Spitting on people works. So have you found out anybody who your major constituents are yet? I've talked to some people, but I wanted to get your take.
Well, I haven't been out and talked to anyone yet.
Really?
No. We went out the other day. We went out just a couple of days ago to some of the churches and tried to talk to them.
Oh, really?
They weren't having it, yeah.
Oh.
Most of them were closed. Most of them were closed. So. What is it with the goddamn churches? None of them are open. Oh well.
I don't know, man. I got a feel on the street, though. I got a positive. I think people are wanting change in this town. They're really saying it. I think they believe it, too.
Yeah.
You know, you can show them porn, and they'll get happy. But to actually believe in it and love it. And I think people are repressed enough around here that they will just explode on the porn tip. I really do.
Good stuff. Very good.
I feel good. You feel good?
Mm-hmm.
You feel pumped? You ready to rock and roll? You ready to party like it's 1989?
Well, what's to do with meeting the public? You said I need to meet the public, and I'm not really into that. But what do you think I need to do here?
I think we just gotta hit the streets. We gotta meet people on the streets and just get right in their face and just say, you know, do you like porn or not? He'll say, well, I don't want to say on camera. Like, no, you got to bring it out of these people. These people just want to be shocked. They want to be brought back to life, to reality. You remember, what was that guy's name? I can't remember. But anyway, he shocked a lot of people. He was good. Do you vote in Lowndes County for sheriff?
Yes.
Ah! This is our guy, Shane Ballard.
Shane Ballard running for sheriff?
Running for sheriff. He's going to clean up this county, this town. Oh, the county. Yeah.
Well,
You can't clean up the city, but
no, it's too filthy.
Yeah.
But the county, well, maybe, I don't know. But I'll have a job, so if you elect me sheriff, I'll have one.
yeah, you'll be employing somebody, and that'll make you feel good.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he can take the money from the county folk and use it for good things.
Like pornography.
Yeah, for porn, and not kicking in the wrong door on somebody's house.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No more botched drug raids.
No more botched drug raids.
No, we're putting an end to that shit.
But
We're putting an end to that.
Vote for Shane!
So, I'm confused on the agenda. To what extent do you think personal liberty ought to be controlled by?
Oh, it shouldn't be all. What you do in your own home, that's your business.
Okay.
That's absolutely your business. But did you want to elaborate on that, or did you have?
I was just wondering what your view was on since you're the one
No, what you do in your own
campaigning and
home,
such.
man. Yeah. What you do in your own home, that's your business.
If it doesn't harm you, well, if it doesn't harm anybody else, you know,
If it harms you.
that's your business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
personal freedoms, liberties, stuff like that. We're trying to preserve those.
Well, personal liberties are great, but I'm of the opinion, like a lot of people are around here, that sin hurts everybody.
Sin.
Okay, now help me define my terms. So, because I know as soon as I said that word, that just put up a whole shield full of preconceptions about me. So,
Well, you said sin. You mean sin in the Christian sense?
yes,
Okay. Well, I think you can't govern a city or a town or a county basing it on religion.
you mean like thou shalt not kill?
Okay, thou shalt not kill.
not
That's hurting
common
other
sense.
people, but that's hurting other people. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you look at pornography, that's not hurting anyone but yourself. And
Okay.
that's
What
not
about
really even hurting.
what about
you.
personal drug use? Would you advocate
Depends
that?
on what drug you're talking about.
Say you manufacture it yourself, and you hurt nobody but yourself by using it. Would you be against that?
If it's for your own personal use, I don't see the need for a door getting kicked in over that. But it raises suspicions when you're manufacturing, you know. You know, you can't just say, oh, that's for his own personal use, that's okay. But it depends on what drug you're talking about, I think. I don't think it makes sense to spend a great deal of the county's money, for example, investigating marijuana.
Have you got much positive results from your campaigning? would you
I've
say?
gotten over 250 emails. Only one has been negative. Two have been from religious people trying to kind of convert me, but they weren't being negative about it. They weren't positive or negative. They fall into the category of neutral.
Okay.
You know, and I'm fine with that. I'm pleased, and I'm fine with the negative ones too. I'm always pleased to hear any feedback. You know, because I feel like at this point I'm the only candidate for sheriff that's coming out there and actually taking a stand on something. You know, even if no one else agrees with it, I feel like I'm at least making my views known.
Okay.
You know,
Three expression ideas. I'm
Some dialogue.
Right, right.
Well, you open dialogue here. So.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good talking to you. All right.
Take care.
Well, we got one.
We got one.
Comes another. What's up, player?
Not much.
You gonna vote for Shane? You old enough?
Yeah, I'm 18. What's Shane gonna do for this town?
You gonna put that cigarette and put it up your ass, man. You better quit smoking.
That's not good. That's not good for voting.
We're gonna get the cops out of the porn shops and on top of their fat pig wives where they belong.
Yeah.
You like porn?
Yes, I love porn.
Do you love porn? Okay.
love porn.
If you love porn, next Tuesday I'm gonna need you to vote for me.
Huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Shane Ballard?
Yeah, Shane Ballard.
I'll get all my friends fake IDs so they can vote for me.
Great. Well, okay. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Hi, I'm Shane Ballard. I'm running for sheriff in Lowndes County. I grew up in this neighborhood. I've basically been here my whole life, I guess. As far back as I can remember, this area has been populated pretty much by retirees, you know, widows, widowers, etc. And consequently, there weren't that many other kids around here to play with when I was a child. So I kind of had to find ways to keep myself entertained. And I guess I've been keeping myself entertained ever since, really.
My world is a sad world. Often wondered if there's blame. Such a fool in a mad, mad world, with no picture in my frame.
Well, I first wrote to Charles Manson after I got a copy of his 1967 studio recordings. This was around the time I think he was living in Beverly Hills. He had befriended people like Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys, and I think he knew Neil Young a little bit too. Yeah. But anyway, I got a copy of these recordings. I found a collector that expressed some interest in selling a copy, so I, purchased that and listened to it. It was a pretty incredible set of songs. I'd say it's one of the few times I've been moved emotionally by music. There's a lot of soul in Manson's playing and his singing as well. I wrote to him, and in the letter I expressed interest in releasing them. And I said if I didn't hear back from him, I wouldn't just go against his wishes and put them out anyway, because that's usually how Manson recordings have been released over the last 20 years. People get tapes and then they just put them out and make a nice little profit for themselves usually. So I told Manson all that. Write me back. I left my phone number with him. I said, give me a call if you'd like, and we can discuss it further. And I really didn't expect to hear from him, because there was really nothing in it for him. California has a law called the Son of Sam law, where criminals, and by criminals, of course, I mean people who are convicted of crimes. I don't know. I would necessarily consider Manson a criminal. Certainly not a murderer. But anyway, the Son of Sam law would prevent him from receiving any money for the recordings. So he didn't really stand to gain anything financially, or he really stood nothing to gain by me releasing it. Except that his music would be heard. So I didn't really expect to hear back from Manson. Then a couple of months later, I got a letter from him where he said basically, whatever you want to do with it is cool. Well, see, this is a man that, he's 68 years old now. And these 68 years, he's been in various prisons or boys' homes 51 of those years. He gets dismissed as crazy, of course, by everyone, but I think the man's quite sane and has a lot of fascinating things to say. Manson is probably one of the most honest people I've ever known. He's certainly more honest than any politician I've ever met. Earlier this year, February, I think, he called for the first time, and I've been talking to him on the phone every once in a while since then.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready, man.
All right. This is in a D minor on the first fret.
Okay.
It's important that you play the F note first.
Okay.
Then the second chord is a G minor 7.
Yeah.
On the third fret, and a C ninth right under that.
Okay.
And then the coming in my heart again. I am the darkness standing on the moon. Love and life, I'm just a part of them. Soul soldiers never lose because it's all within. The wind wins again and again. The eyes are the windows of my soul. I know. I'll never start again because I'll never end. Golden eye, the world is watching, golden eye, as I sail my ship across the starlit sky. Low riders, I know thee well. I've danced 1,000 demons through the midnight hell. How can I tell? Would I? Could I?
That is fucking beautiful, man.
Well,
Yeah.
it sounds good when you get it going. When
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in the wrong key, but love life, I'm just a part of them.
Yeah.
Old soldiers never lose because it's all within. I started to say here, the weatherman win again. Because you're running for sheriff, right?
Yeah.
You know the secret of the weatherman, don't you?
No, I don't.
The premise of their whole reality is that everybody does what they're told, sooner or later.
Right.
And then you got a stubborn witch that says she won't do what she's told. And you tell her, well, when the wind blows and it gets cold, you're gonna do what the wind tells you.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Cover up, go inside, get a fire going.
Right.
You know. The eyes are the windows of my soul. I know. I'll never start again because I'll never end. Golden eye of the world is watching the soul and I, sailing my ships across the starlit sky. Or you could say, sailing ships across the starlit sky. Or you could say, flying ships across the starlit sky.
Yeah. Just getting them there, though, right?
Yeah, and then you go, low riders, old riders. I know thee well. I danced 1,000 demons through the midnight hell. How can I tell? You know, that's an expression.
Right, right.
How can I tell? Would I? Could I? Should I tell? I tell myself. I am my own heaven and hell. I think I got that from old Mark Hyam. Recognized so far. And it worked out well at the end, even though it rhymed twice with hell. I had another good song I gave to Kurt.
Yeah.
And I just finished it about iron horses in the sky. Across the Great Divide. About hobos. About the moonlight and all that.
Right, right.
Once in a while I write something that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I know your thing is kind of mostly improvisation, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't usually write things down, man.
Right, right. Yeah. No, I mean, I can imagine that sounds fucking incredible on, like, the nylon string guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I've ever played. I never played any electric thing.
Right, right.
You know?
Yeah.
I had to learn all over to play that.
You probably wouldn't have any place to plug it in, though, would you? No, just got carried around.
Well, I got the Alcatraz music program, but these people would rather lose all their money than give me what I got coming.
Yeah.
You play piano too, huh?
Yeah, I like playing piano best of all, man. I don't know, I can get it all out that way, you know.
That's what I wanted to start with, man.
Yeah, really?
But I couldn't carry it around with me.
Right, right. Well, now they got all these fucking toy keyboards and everything, and just take it under your arm with you almost.
And I wasn't stationary enough to really have time for that.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked up the little classical box, man.
Yeah, well, it's done you well, I think.
Yeah. I really got pretty good with that damn thing, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That surprised me, man.
Well, listening to your stuff, I mean, you know a hell of a lot of jazz chords. That's what really surprises me. I mean, you go beyond C, G, D, and F, you know?
Oh, I know them all.
Yeah.
I went to the studio in Universal Studios, and I was playing, and a studio musician come up and said, how many chords you know? Boy, I said, all of them. I said, no one could possibly know them all. I said, you go in prison for a couple of 10, 15 years in a cell. You learn them just for something to do.
Just for something to do, yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the game, man. I give you the underworld. You know, I give you the gun.
Right.
I say, if you catch me wrong, you shoot me. And you best shoot me while you can. Because as soon as I get the gun, you know what time it is.
Right.
You know, you've shown me that there is no law. You've shown me that there is no rights. You know, always before when I was younger, when the cops would come, I'd always surrender. Not because that I could not take them. It's because that I thought, well, I got rights, so I'll be out in a couple of days because I didn't do anything. So I thought, as long as I'm not doing anything, I don't have anything to worry about, you know. So I believed that. I believed in the United States, and I believed in the Constitution, and I used to have Barry Goldwater's picture on my barber chair. Couldn't talk bad about the United States
Right.
But then when I come into this state, I found out that that's not the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's doing anything they can get away with, and it's a madhouse, you know. So all the foreign corporations and foreign people are moving in because they see it's all open, it's free lunch. So they're moving in, cutting all the damn trees down. You know what? They're lumbering in the redwoods, man.
Yeah.
And it's all right with me. I've never been a part of it anyway, you know.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever they're doing to themselves. It's really got nothing to do with me personally.
Mhm.
You know, because I'm a hobo and a bum anyway. I live on the road most of the time.
Mhm.
I don't really have a center, not in that society.
Right. Right.
We don't have powerful people in our sheriff's position. If we don't have powerful people in our governing position, you want to put actors in the damn governor's office again?
We should have learned our lesson with Reagan, right?
Well, no, Reagan stole a beautiful dream. Everybody had a wonderful dream, and they had a wonderful party, but that wasn't on the ground with it.
Yeah.
And then when he made his last speech, someone said he talked about everybody in the world with rights, everybody with food. He told everybody everything they wanted to tell him. And someone says, "You say rights for everyone?" He said, "Everyone." He said, "Well, what about Manson?"
Uh-huh.
He said, "Oh, well, everyone but Manson."
Right. Right.
So it's everybody gets to be real prophets, and I'm the false prophet.
Right.
And everybody gets to be Christ, and I'm the Antichrist. You know, I appreciate you, soul.
Well, hey man, I'm here if I can help you, you know.
Yeah. Well, anything I can do. The sun is coming up to my heart again. I am the darkness standing on the moon. Love and life, I'm just a part of them. Soldiers never lose because it's all them. MacArthur said that.
Yeah.
He came back from Korea, he said, old soldiers never die, they just fade away.
Yeah, that's right.
The land of cotton. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm backing you for sure, man.
Hey man, I appreciate it. It's good to know somebody's out there listening. Yeah.
How's the Mississippi River? Is it dirty?
It's filthy. Yeah. Yeah. It's in bad shape. I'm sorry to say.
Well, you've got to clean it up.
Yeah.
Don't say I'm just one guy. Look, I'm just one guy.
Yeah.
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 I guess the ocean don't mind.
Right.
Sing your songs to have one, man.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. You have a good one, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, you too, man. You take care, all right?
Yeah. You be cool.
All right, you too, man. I love you.
Peace.
The inside of like is worse.
The inside of it? Back here?
Here.
Oh.
Right in here.
No, Daddy's getting it on the rough side. My name is Peter, he said to the policeman. That's fine, said the policeman. And where do you live? I live on Maple Street, said Peter. I know exactly where that is, said the policeman. And he really did, because policemen know where all the streets are.
So how did we meet?
Well, we went in 8th grade together.
Yeah.
I don't know. You remember, I think I had a Kurt
Yeah, the suicide note shirt.
Yeah, okay, you remember it, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a shirt with Kurt Cobain's suicide on it. And you must have come up to me or something.
Yeah, I think I did. I come up and said that shirt was cool. That's right. I remember that. Yeah, you asked me to play bass in a bunker show that one time.
Yeah?
And I said, I don't know how to play bass.
Yeah.
I ended up having Matt play that.
Yeah. But you not being able to play bass served us well later.
Yeah, it did.
That's
actually what made me want to start playing guitar and stuff.
Oh, what, when I asked you to be in the bunker?
It wasn't shortly after that I got my first guitar.
Yeah. I mean, I really like Pop Happy.
Yeah, I do too.
But
I'd say as far as sound quality and everything, though, this one did come out a lot better. We put a lot more time into this one.
Shane, tell me about your fascination with Adolf Hitler.
You know, I don't know where my childhood fascination with Hitler started. I remember seeing some kind of documentary, I guess a World War II documentary on television when I was 6 years old. I was just fascinated by the guy, but I don't know what about him, caught my interest at such a young age. But I would, from probably between the ages of 6 and 8, I'd say every drawing I created had Hitler in it, or some kind of, if not Hitler, then a swastika. So consequently, I have drawings that are like you've seen some of these, right? Yeah. Like the Three Stooges. It was like I was mixing things. Other things I was interested in as a child with Hitler, like Three Stooges in Nazi uniforms. Yeah. I drew Herman Munster with Hitler a lot.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was a big Munsters fan and a big Hitler fan at the same time. I had one with Hitler and Alf.
Hitler and Alf.
You remember? The thing that ate cats?
Yeah.
You remember Alf?
Yeah, he's on the 1-800 Collect commercial.
Yes. He's doing better than any of the human actors on that show.
All right, Shane. What you think of that?
See a mirror for me?
Let me show that over there.
Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I reckon that looks good. Yeah, it looks great, man.
All right.
Nice work as always.
Cool.
I'm not really sure how to explain my fascination with serial killers. It started when I was about 4 years old, and Richard Ramirez was on his killing spree. He was the Night Stalker. And I just remember watching the news every day, waiting to see the police sketch of him, because I guess I found it really interesting or creepy. I'm not really sure what I thought of it at the time because I was so small, but I remember that very well. And later on, I guess at some point, I decided I was going to start writing them to see if any of them would, respond to my questions. I was about 13 years old at the time. The first serial killer I wrote to was John Wayne Gacy. I think I wrote him a note asking about maybe buying one of his Pogo the Clown paintings that he was very infamous for. And this is the first letter I got from Gacy, March 29th, 1994, which was just a little over a month before he was executed by the state. Anyway, he sent this note that says, Shane, the enclosed flyer may have some of my art, J.W. And he wrote that on the back of a photocopy of this news article, State Suing Gacy for Cash from Art. And he made like $140,000 off his paintings. And when that got out, the state was none too pleased. So once I got a response from Gacy, I kind of thought, well, maybe I can write to some of these other guys and see who else I get a response from. So naturally, Richard Ramirez was my next choice because that's where my, I guess, fascination with serial murder began. So I wrote to him and I told him, that about my story about being a 4-year-old watching him on the news reports. So this is the first letter I got on golf stationery, whatever the fuck that is. Anyway, it says, Shane, greetings. What you up to? I got your letter. Where did you live in '85? Hope I didn't scare you. Ha. And then he goes on to ask me about the band I was in at the time and what instruments I played and whatnot. David Berkowitz, the son of Sam.
He is another religious nut. This is one of the pamphlets he sent. And he signed it, David Berkowitz with Hope in Christ, 10/11/97. And his name on here appears as brother David Berkowitz. Supposedly, he was a member of a satanic cult when he committed the murders. So, you know, if that's true, I don't think he's rehabilitated at all. I think he's just going in the other direction. Here's one from Byron de la Beckwith, who, of course, killed Medgar Evers, the civil rights leader. This was basically a 2-page long letter asking me to send his wife stamps. I sent her some stamps. If he wants it that bad, and not bad enough to write two pages about it. 3, really. Ian Brady is known as the Moors murderer. He is probably the most intelligent serial murderer I've ever written to. I've heard it said that he was the inspiration for the Hannibal Lecter character. And I guess I could see that. This is a Christmas card he sent me in 1999. Nothing special, he just signed it. That was the only Christmas card I got that year, so very nice.
You know, I've been feeling really depressed lately.
Oh, honey, what's up?
Well, all the police abuse, wrongful arrests, and I just don't see why the clergymen and the adult businesses can't get along.
Baby, you don't have to tell me. But what are you gonna do?
Well, I suppose I'll kill myself.
Well, I'll miss you. It's a shame things had to turn out this way.
Who are you?
I'm Shane Ballard. I'm running for sheriff of Lowndes County. I plan to right all the wrongs that led to your tragic suicide attempt. Unlike some people.
My hero.
Oh, I'm Shane Ballard, by the way. I'm running for sheriff of Lowndes County.
Thank you.
Good to meet you.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
What's going on?
How are you doing? I'm just coming here to introduce myself. My name's Shane Ballard. I'm a candidate for Lowndes County Sheriff.
Oh, you are?
Yes, ma'am. Just coming around here to introduce myself and ask for your vote on August 5th.
Okay.
All right.
You're doing that campaigning, huh?
A little bit. A little late maybe, but trying,
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate you coming back.
All right, thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Right.
How you doing?
Fucking good, man. How you doing? I'm Shane.
Good to see you, man.
Right. Grover Williams.
Neil. Nice to meet you, man.
All right. So August 5th. Go to ShaneForSheriff.com if you want to read about what I'm about.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
All right, y'all have a good day. Okay, right now we are driving down the road where my mother was killed. I'm trying to find a Tabernacle Church, because the guy she was with that morning said that he took her down to like the church grounds or something. So this is approximately where my mother's body was found, this side of the road here, on this particular strip of Highway 50. According to the guy she was with that morning, they were driving down this road and somehow she managed to fall out of his vehicle. You know, that story of course sounded kind of suspicious to us, you know, especially when you consider that this guy had basically stalked her on and off for something like 12 years. So my grandfather hired private investigators to look into it, and he found out that the guy she was with was a drug informant working for Lowndes County. So he, you know, if he needed to get away with something, he certainly had the connections. That and the fact that the guy she was with said that he had her down at the Tabernacle Church grounds or campgrounds or something like that, whatever it was. We think he probably made sexual advances towards her, and she said no. In fact, he said as much. But we believe that she was murdered down at the campgrounds and dumped here. Another thing that was kind of suspicious is that there was a large red stain on the seat of his truck that was written off in the police report as a paint stain. But one of the officers later contacted my grandfather and said, you know, don't let anyone ever tell you that was red paint. You know, that was blood. That and there was skin and blood under her fingernails. You know, there were signs of a struggle. There'd been some type of struggle. You know, all these, when you put all these factors together, you can't help but think there was a cover-up of some kind, especially considering who this guy was. And I guess that was kind of in the back of my mind when I decided to run for sheriff. You know, just the way the county handled this case and the way they treated my grandfather when he was trying to get answers out of them. You know, they just wouldn't tell him anything. They were very dismissive of it. But anyway, that's basically what happened the morning of August 5th, 1989. You know, it's when I say the day out loud, it reminds me that the date of the primary election this year actually is August 5th. It will be the 14th anniversary of my mother's death.
Judicial district.
Happy boy.
With only Benjamin Creekmore with 51%.
Not
Higgins from Mass. 39%. Again, this is position being given up again Hood so that he can run attorney general.
All right, thank you, guys. We have some new numbers now from Lowndes County.
You know she was fucking Robert
has gotten those numbers in. In the Democratic primary, the incumbent Butch Howard is leading with 63% of the vote, followed by Ron Cook with 30% and Robert Butler with 28%. And in the Republican primary for sheriff, Grady James is leading with 76% of the vote, followed by Sherman Ballard.
28 though. Look at that, dude.
All the numbers.
All right.
County, that's only 13% of the vote.
Sherman Bond's gun. Billy Barty, peace day.
How you doing here?
All right, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm all right. Are you dancing tonight?
I am. I'm on my way to work right now. I'm there. Yeah. I moved into the neighborhood.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I was going to swing by and see how you're doing in the election.
Well, they just came up. It's like
11%. We got 28 votes. 28 votes.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a landslide, man. We're on our way.
That's more than you thought you'd get.
Yeah, it's way more.
That's great. Well, I'm in a hurry right now, so I have to run, but I'll make a deal with you. Listen, if you get over 200 votes, I'll give you a free lap dance.
Let's see.
Okay. Well, that's a deal. That's a deal. But you know, ain't gonna happen. But thanks.
Hey, you never know.
I'm sorry.
You never know.
Yeah. That's cool. But yeah, come back later.
I sure will. I'll swing by.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Bye. This is 74% over Lloyd B. Robertson. Let's go on now to 20.
That's not bad, right? Free lap dance. That's not
bad. It's early too, man. It's real early. You only got 29.
That was 13%, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a fucking good number for somebody who's running based on porn.
On porn.
All right, it's Lowndes County, man. Hey, it's Lowndes County.
What are you doing? Wait, get out of the way. Wait a second.
Ron Cook has 37%, and Robert Butler has 7%. In the Republican primary for the
I'm still losing like a bastard, but I got 143.
away from you're 57. Heinz 57. You're 57 Chevy. 8 squirrels in the tree.
Rays and all previous rays with the sole purpose of distributing ecstasy to minors.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm convinced I need to hear more, so I am
distribute
going
ecstasy
to
to East Columbus
and,
right now. All right, hey, Lance County.
Lance County,
Lance County Sheriff, man. Lance County. Here we go. Betsy's losing. Hey! Well, yeah, 237. Lap dance is coming. Here goes up like it. You go. You get it. Here comes. Hey, guess who showed the coffee shop last night? JMV! JMV, that fucking Chad Michael Vincent. He was looking for you.
Was he to manage us again?
He wanted some XXXOOO, meaning them hugs and
He
more
wanted
kisses.
that 3X from that Terms of Endearment video box.
Welcome back to Decision 2003 here on WTVA, a special edition of WTVA News Live at 10. We do have some new numbers in now from Lowndes County.
Yes.
Starting with the sheriff's race.
Sheriffs.
We have 100%
All right, dude, 100%.
for 40
There's
Democratic primary. It does appear that Butch Howard the incumbent is the unofficial winner with 56% of the vote, followed by Ron Cook with 37% and Robert Butler with 6% of the vote. In the Republican primary for
Half the beast! All the fun!
Half the satanic vote. Oh my God.
333. Easy as JMV. Fuck Sherman Vaughn.
Damn, that's not bad, right?
333
That's what I'm
fucking
talking
votes.
about. Oh man.
Congratulations.
That's not bad, right?
333. That's 333 perfect in Lowndes County, man. We're back. Take that shirt down,
I
Cornelio.
can't take.
Well, good morning, Shane. How do you feel?
Oh, I've been better. I have a pretty bad hangover this morning, but I'm trying to drink some Pedialyte to see if that'll help. I hope it does, because I can't handle this.
So, what did you think about the election?
Oh yeah, I was really pleased with it. I guess I was, first pleased that I made it out alive, without getting a bullet in my head. People have been coming out as strong as I did. That probably wasn't a good idea looking back on it. Especially when you consider that people in Lowndes County have been killed for much less. As far as the actual results of the election, the numbers, I was totally floored. I thought if I got lucky, very lucky, I could maybe get 24 votes at most. And I think final count was 333. That was just the icing on the cake. Maybe it will send some kind of message to Lowndes County that their practices are going to have to change. We'll see, though. We'll see.
Do you think you're going to ever run again?
for office? What's in store for Shane politically?
Well, right now I'm just so tired of the whole process. I really don't even want to think about it. But I don't know if I can make that decision just yet. I know the mayoral election comes up next year. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just have to see, you know. A lot of it's going to depend on how bored I am at the time. If I don't have anything else to do, you know, sure, why not? But, you know, I'm 22 now, so another 13 years, I guess I could run for president. What do you think?
Invisible tears in my eyes, incredible pain in my heart, indestructible memories, all in review. Impossible though things may get, improbable I will forget. Indelible memories of sweet lovable you. You're back again, and I'll take you in. Although I'm only seeing pictures of the past, those arms are not real, but somehow I feel if I just close my eyes, then maybe this might last. Invisible tears in my eyes, incredible pain in my heart, indestructible memories, all in review. Impossible though things may get, improbable I will forget. Indelible memories, incomparable memories, indispensable memories of sweet lovable you. And all the cowboys went, what did you do to my son?